welcome back to Hidden Gems here on Horror Fiend TV. Now, before I continue, let me just say it is Memorial Day weekend, and on behalf of everyone here on Horror Fiend TV, we would like to salute and pay tribute to all the soldiers and their families who give the ultimate sacrifice to make sure, no matter what political party you are, but to make sure that we live our freedoms and they defend this country to the fullest. So we would like to once again give thank you for those who serve and for the families who give the ultimate sacrifice in order for us to do things like this here in this great country of ours. Now, let us go and talk about the film that we are going to be talking about because this one here, well, it is not for everyone and it is a 2024 hidden gem.
Where is he?
We are going to be talking about Starve Acre 2024, directed by Daniel Cocotalo. This film stars Morfydd Clark as Juliet and Matt Smith as Richard. After his father's death, Richard becomes the sole owner of the property which he was raised on. Dark and sinister things begin to happen as Richard continues his father's research and starts investigating about this mythical tree that happens to be somewhere on this property or land and this mysterious wood sprite called Dandelion Jack. Before I begin, let me just say this film is not for everybody. It is a very slow burn, but it begins to quicken the pace. And this film is all about grief and how to deal with the loss of a loved one. So after Richard brings Juliet and their son Owen to the house, things begin to happen. Their son Owen, his behavior begins to change, and he begins telling his mother that Jack Gray told him to do these things. Now, his father believes this is just gossip from Gordon, a friend of the family, who tells these stories about Jack. But we soon later find out in the film, well, Gordon wasn't really telling Owen about Jack. So how did Owen find out about Jack Gray? Well, after an incident where Owen gets an asthma attack and tragically passes, this is where the story begins to unfold. Juliet and Richard both grieve in their own ways. Juliet locks herself in the house, goes nowhere, and basically just roams the house. While Richard, who prior to his son's death promised him, I will find that ancient oak tree that is on this property. He immerses himself in his work. At the same time, they continually grow distant. Now, while immersing himself in his work, he soon discovers on this property and land this carcass of a rabbit. Well, you know what? Things happen with this rabbit, which kind of leave you like, what the fuck is happening? But this is how the story kind of engulfs itself with the folklore that is Dandelion Jack and this ancient tree. What we soon discover is his father's research, where he was looking into this mysterious creature, Dandelion Jack, who, if found, if he chooses you, will give you great rewards and whatever you want. Almost like a genie in a way. But this is where it kind of goes into this whole pagan folklore. This film and the performances by Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark really do enhance this film and what this film is truly about. How the grieved loss of a child. And this is what part in this film where, as the film continues, and as more is revealed about how they're both dealing, how they both think of what happened to Owen, well, it also starts driving the film in a different direction. Now you have Juliet, who's isolated herself from the world. Even her sister comes to see her and visit her, but even with her sister there, she still feels like there's something wrong with this house and this property, but she doesn't want to leave. At the same time, Matt Smith, who is on sabbatical because of the death of his son, tries to return back to work only to be told to go home. And he soon discovers even more and more of a storyline, or more things that connects his father to what is currently happening. I want to dive more into this film, but part of me doesn't want to give too much away. This film is one that should be watched. This film does a very good job as far as the characters and the development of the characters. Matt Smith's performance is outstanding in this film. Morfydd Clark, who I'm a big fan of hers, which the first time we saw a film of hers, we actually reviewed it on Three Corners of Horror called Saint Maud. The character she played in Saint Maud was amazing. The character she plays here, Juliet, is very, very, how to put it, you can almost relate to what she's going through. But at the same time, when you discover some of her motives, be honest, you kind of get pissed off because of what she admits and what happens throughout the course of this film. Now, this film is currently streaming on AMC Plus. Go watch it. Let me know what you think about it. I gave you enough where I could technically have spoiled some of this film, but by not giving you more, I've opened up the window for you to watch this film and give me your own interpretations of what you think about this film, or why do you think it should or should not be considered a hidden gem. Now, hidden gems are, well, they're opinionated. Sometimes people don't like these films, sometimes they love these films, but that is the beauty of a hidden gem. It is one person's opinion, but at the same time, it's an opinion that brings out and kind of entices you as an audience to want to really look at into this film. But Starve Acre is definitely an interesting film. I kind of, the cover of the rabbit kind of pulled me in. So it's one of those films where I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I got to see the performance by Matt Smith and Morfydd Clark. Amazing what these two actors. I mean, we're used to watching Matt Smith and, is it the Game of Thrones, the House of Dragons. But yeah, I mean, different character, but a character that you understand what he's going through. Also, this film is based on a 2019 novel by Andrew Michael Hurley. I'm interested in looking into the book because now this is one of the things I'm doing. I'm actually buying books of movies I've watched to see how they tie in and what am I missing that they don't show in the movie, but they show in the book. So, Andrew Michael Hurley, if you watch this video, please let me get a book. I'll buy it off you, of course. And I would love to have you on the show to give me more insight of what made you bring this story to life. Now, yes, Hidden Gem 2024 Starve Acre, currently streaming on AMC Plus. Leave a comment below. I'm curious of what you thought about this film if you watched it. If you haven't watched it, please watch it and let me know what you think of this film. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, peace.